Now, a few years ago, I made a video comparing different wax jackets. That ended up being a very good video. In the video, I mentioned this jacket right here, the Flint Tinder flannel-lined waxed trucker jacket. It turned out being a runaway hit with Flint Tinder and Huckberry. It has exploded in popularity in recent years, and it even ended up being featured on TV. Pedro Pascal, from the TV adaptation of The Last of Us on HBO, wore the flannel-lined waxed trucker jacket really famously, and it looked great on him. Today, though, I want to go a little bit deeper into this jacket. So I want to show you what all the differences are between these jackets, how they fit, what the colors look like, and everything in between. So that way you'll have all the information you need in order to get one of these fantastic waxed trucker jackets. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, of course the channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. Now, Flint Tinder is a clothing brand exclusive to Huckberry, a site that I really love, and I mentioned almost all the time on this channel, really love them. Flint Tinder is also a brand that I really enjoy. They make clothing that is really well made, made in the USA, and styled simply. Everything looks so great, and arguably one of the more popular pieces that they have in the Flint Tinder line is this flannel-lined wax trucker jacket. They have a few different fits and varieties and colors, even some seasonal varieties and limited varieties as well. So today I want to go over 4 of those. I'll wear them to compare, and for reference, I'm 6'1", about 175 pounds. I wear a medium t-shirt most of the time, and so I got a medium in all of these. Well, most of them. All right, so this is made with a weather-resistant waxed Martexan 7-ounce sailcloth from New Jersey. It's waxed on both sides for warmth and insulation. Of course, it's re-waxable if you need to later down the road. The body and sleeves are lined with a blanket flannel lining, as is the pockets as well. It has an interior pocket, and this is made in the USA. This is cut, sewn, and finished in Los Angeles, California. All right, let's get to the first one here, and this one is the OG, the original. This one is in the classic fit, as they call it now, and I got this again in size medium. Now, I think this is fantastic. This is the OG, and it is still great. I love this jacket. It is so cool and just works with anything. The fit on me is perfect. I have somewhat longer proportions, and some clothes don't always fit right, but I think this is great. And since this is a trucker jacket, it sits right at the waist, but on me it's not too short, which can sometimes happen on trucker-style jackets. The arms are on the longer side, but from the website, they mentioned that this is intentional. So over time, whenever you use it, it will scrunch up around your elbows, but it will still be a good length over time. I love the flannel lining on this. It's very soft and adds a cozy feel and a bit of warmth. I love that the pockets are also lined with this flannel, and it just looks cool. I love the pop of color on the inside. It just adds a nice contrast to the jacket. Now, this color is in the color Havana, and it is a great color. I love the color on this. Of the colors that I have here, this is probably my favorite. It's a darker brown, but it really brings out a lot of the highs and lows in the wear and the creases and the seams, the wrinkles and the scratches. It really brings out a lot of that and looks fantastic. As for fit, I think this works really well. I think as a classic fit, it is somewhat on the more roomy side of your body. For a jacket, I think that's okay, especially with this style. I think it really works. But if you want a little bit more of a trim look, you can always cinch up the back, which I have here, just to give me a little bit more of a trim silhouette, and it works with me since I'm more on the slim side. Now, wax jacket is great at shedding water, and this really works well at that. Over time, you will have to reapply wax on this after a few years or so, but if you notice that it's not shedding water like it used to, it might be time to reapply wax to your jacket. There's several ways to do that. You can get a wax block, put it on the jacket, and then melt it with a heat gun or a blow dryer. Some have even put it in an oven for really low temperatures. There's a lot of different ways to apply wax. Just something to keep in mind for the future. I think one criticism that I might have is that I do wish there was maybe flannel on other parts of the jacket as well. Now, I do like this, but I think the collar on this, especially if I were to wear this in the winter time and I wanted to bunch it up or something like that around my neck, it does feel a little cold on your neck. But if it was lined with something like another flannel on the outside, you could alleviate that problem. Maybe I'm an outlier with this criticism. Maybe most people don't care, but that's something that I do wish would be in maybe a future iteration of this jacket. That and a zipper, that'd be awesome. Classic fit, definitely a keeper. Just a fantastic jacket from Flint Tinder. Now, not to be outdone, Flint Tinder released newer models as well. One of the ones that they made was the tall fit, which I have here. But this is a longer version. It's longer in the torso and I think longer in the arms as well. So if you're on the taller side, this might be a good option for you. Now again, I'm 6'1" for reference, and as you can see in this video, I think this still works really well for me. It doesn't look too big on me, it's not too baggy. I actually like the extra length on my torso, and even if you're not super tall, but you want something that just has a little bit extra length, this might be a good option. I think as far as room on the inside, it feels exactly the same as the Classic. It's great if you just want something that has just a little bit of extra length on everything. This color here is Forest. This is a dark, saturated green, and I love it. I love the color. I think it's a great green. To me, I think this almost looks like engine oil, used engine oil. Very cool color. Another color I really enjoy here. But also, I want to show you a friend of mine wearing this. This is my friend David, and he's 6'5". He's definitely in the tall camp, and so I wanted him to try it and wear it, and as you can see on him, it fits perfectly. It doesn't look long on him at all. It almost looks exactly like the Classic fit does on me. So I think if you're 6'2" and over, definitely check out the tall version. Everything else on this is exactly the same as the Classic fit, so the only difference is just the added length. All right, next is a version, I'm not sure if it's a seasonal version or not. This is the wool-lined wax trucker jacket. Now this is a very cool twist on the jacket and is an even warmer version. The outside canvas is thicker. It's an 8.25 ounce Martexan sailcloth. The inside is lined with a Japanese wool blanket cloth, and the sleeves have an insulated fill in them. They say the lining is 50% wool, 35% polyester, 10% rayon, and 5% acrylic. I'm not sure if that means the wool lining itself or if that's also including the fill on the inside of the sleeves. But because of the Japanese wool, this is not completely made in the USA, but it's still mostly made in the USA, still cut, sewn, and finished in Los Angeles. Now this is very nice and definitely warmer. It also fits a little differently since there's more on the inside. It feels heavier and a little bit less room on the fit on the inside of the jacket. But this is a great option if you want to wear it in the winter for some climates out there, like mine maybe. The color is charcoal, and I think this is a very nice color. It's a very good charcoal. It's not too gray, but it's also not completely black. Overall, this is a great jacket, and I really like that they added a warmer version of the flannel line jacket, especially where people have maybe colder climates and like this jacket a lot. This just gives you an extra option for colder temperatures. The only thing I will say though is that it looks a little thicker. It adds a little bit more thickness on the arms and on the body. There's a little bit less room on the inside, so it feels a little bit different and looks a little bit different with the silhouette. But if you like this style jacket and wanted something warmer, this is a great option. And last but not least is the women's version. Now, women really like the look of the original jacket, but they just wanted something that fit them a little better. So Flint Tinder made a women's version. So I got this one here. Now, I'm not wearing this one. I got my wife to actually model this for you so you can see what it looks like on an actual lady. And of course, the specs on this are exactly the same as far as materials used and where it's made, but it's just proportioned different for a woman's fit. I think Flint Tinder did a great job at making it look flattering on a lady. The proportions are somewhat shorter, so the jacket is cropped just above the waist. And this is typically very flattering for a woman since it elongates their silhouettes. Now I got this in Field Tan, one of the original colors, and I do like the color a lot, but it feels a little bit different. There's something about this that feels a little bit more dry than the other colors here. It feels like it's not saturated with as much wax as the other ones are. Maybe that's just my perception. Also, one criticism that I do have here is that they don't offer many colors for the women's fit. They only have two here, only Field Tan and Forest, and those are fine, but they aren't colors that I would usually associate with most color palettes for ladies. Now, they don't have to make a pink version or anything, but I think if there were softer, less saturated colors, it might appeal to women maybe even more. These colors to me look a little bit more masculine, and so I think if you want to appeal to maybe a greater audience of ladies, make a couple of color options that they might really like. But with that said, the Field Tan does look good on my wife, so I do like that a lot. And they are versatile colors, so maybe my assumption is wrong here, but I think that's something that they can work on. Overall, I am just thrilled about these jackets. I love what Flint Tinder is doing, and this jacket here is kind of the epitome of what I think about Flint Tinder as a whole. I've mentioned before that they're well-made products, made in the USA but styled simply. This jacket, to me, is like the avatar, the mascot of the Flint Tinder brand. It looks so cool. Every time I wear it, I just think think I look cool. I just feel cool wearing this jacket. It's very flattering. I love the color. It works with anything. It's very warm and cozy. And the fact that you get all of this and is made completely in the USA and at a very competitive price, I think is just magnificent. This is just phenomenal. Fantastic jacket by Flint Tinder. It is the epitome of cool. Definitely check out the waxed flannel lined trucker jacket from Flint and Tinder. Link below. And I'm so thrilled that they have other options out there. So I'm really interested in what you think is the best jacket for you. Let me know. And if you want to go see another video on a really cool jacket that I really love, go up here and check that one out. And if you want to go watch a playlist of some great clothing choices, definitely go up here. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews.